Well, it's been a while since my last upload. It's been kind of hard just to find the time to record and make all these videos. Like, it was easier in the beginning because I was able to get just like a big project, putting the walls up or doing insulation, something I could do for a long time, have a bunch to do, set the camera up and record it. But it takes a lot of time to edit the videos and just moving the camera around. And recently it's been a bunch of a bunch of little things I'm doing, something where it's hard to dedicate a video to it or even find the time to set up the camera just because I'm moving from one thing to another so often. Doesn't help that I have a terrible attention span either, but I was trying to edit and upload a video yesterday and I didn't have enough space on my phone to export the video, so I tried going through and clearing all my caches just to get some extra space so I could export it. And for some reason, when I cleared my caches, it deleted all the pictures that I'd taken with my camera. So my screenshots are still there, downloaded pictures are still there, but clearing the caches deleted my pictures and videos. So I'm remaking the video from yesterday right now, which is a pain in the ass. Yeah, that would be another reason why it's been so long since I've posted. It's just every other time I try to upload a video, I run into some sort of problem. I don't know. Maybe I'll figure them all out eventually. I guess kind of an update of where I'm at. I started putting ceiling panels in. I was a little disappointed with these ceiling panels. They listed them as blue pine, but when I got there, it was, most of them looked like this, where it's, there's a little blue right there, little blue here, there's a little bit, just hardly anything as far as the blue goes. It's basically regular pine, so that was a little disappointing. This one's got some good blue to it that'll really pop out when I put some linseed oil on it, but I don't know. Here's a picture of the blue stained pine I used on my last project versus what they showed me when I came to pick it up. Goes back with the forklift, comes back with this pile of wood, and I asked him, like, where's the blue stain? This is regular pine. But I don't know, I didn't want to have to find another place that sold 16-foot boards because I wanted full-length boards for the long sections, for these sections, so that I could easily mount the ends to all these supports here. And not have to worry about, say, a board ending off of the support and trying to figure out how to keep it rigid. So I just went with full-length boards. And I also didn't want ends of boards all going across right here, ends of boards. I could kind of stagger them a little bit and minimize that, but I like the idea of the full length, so that's what I'm going with. I got a bunch of the wiring done. I'll show you that. So I've got cabin lights, overhead lights, radio, water pump, refrigerator outlet, accessory. This one, the accessory is going to be the wire. I'll put a switch right about here. Accessory is going to go to that switch, which sends power to the door, so I'm able to open and close the door with the key off. DC outlet, I'm going to have a little outlet right down here. The cabinet's going to end right about here, so I'll have a little outlet right there where I can plug in phones and stuff. Refrigerator's obvious, water pump is obvious. So radio, I've got this wire coming up and over, comes over here and into here, where I'll have my separate head unit set up. It's got all these wires coming out, go to the speakers, so I'll have one in each corner. I got some kicker 6-inch speakers. I'm going to wire a sub into that back wall. That's pretty cool in itself, though. You don't need to run it through the wiring harness. You just got to power. These are your power and memory wires. You power those, ground this one, and then all these wires just go to the speakers. So it's pretty simple to wire those up. The sub, I still got to figure out where I'm going to hide the amp and put that. I've also got the battery disconnect wired. So that switch right there, don't mind these clamps, those are from my power probe I was using a minute ago. But yeah, this switch right here, that connects the batteries to the engine power, that disconnects them, but it doesn't stop the actual engine from operating. It just isolates the house batteries from the engine battery. So that way I can run it, you know, all night, use my lights and stuff and chargers, any of that, and not have to worry about my engine battery being dead if I need to start it up and leave. Other thing I can do with that is if I turn the switch on and connect the batteries to the engine battery, once my solar panels are up, it'll be able to charge the engine battery with the solar panels. So nice little dual purpose system there. And the inverse of that, I can connect the batteries to the engine battery and charge the house batteries with the alternator if I don't have enough sun to charge my batteries with the solar. Got the charge controller wired. I've got, you can't see it anymore, but these wires here go up to the roof, which goes to that little entry port right there. That keeps it all waterproof. I've still got a small leak around this, so I'm gonna have to double seal that, but leaves a little bit of water on the floor, which isn't gonna be good once I get the full ceiling up, because I definitely don't want water leaking inside my ceiling. Oh, I just caught a drip. Yep, there's a drip coming down right there. Tried flex sealing it, but apparently I didn't get it enough. As far as wiring goes, I've got you can see those wires coming out down at the bottom. Those are what come down from here, so it'll be these two wires come down and shoot across here, which are the wires coming from the solar panels. And then these wires go down and they follow that same channel. And then I had to move over a bit so that I'm over the battery box here. And then those red and black wires go through the floor to the battery box, which will power the battery. And then there's also a couple. One comes up to the fuse panel here. The other one goes across under this board, down the wall. I'll have another fuse box right in here, which will power all the circuits on this side, so the fuse box there will run the lights over the bed, the chargers that'll be next to the bed. I think that's about it for now, as far as that fuse box goes, but I put it there so in the future, if I add more electronics to this, I'd be able to run a wire, say, behind that back wall and up into the ceiling or anything like that, instead of trying to figure out how I'm going to hide the wire running it, you know, all the way from this fuse box. Say I need power in that back corner, you know, I'd have to pull ceiling panels down, and that's not something I want to do. So got a fuse box back there so I can wire, you know, power just to anything I need. I got the lights working. I don't have them fully wired in yet. I don't have the battery connected to the fuse boxes or the charge controller, because I don't want to hook up the charge controller until I can hook up the solar panels too. And to hook up the solar panels, I have to seal the roof first, paint the roof. So I got to paint the roof, then I can put on the solar panels, then I can hook up the battery and run everything off of that. But until then, I've got my power probe where I can go here and power this switch. And that turns the lights on. Let me put the phone back down and I'll show you. I guess the switch is on right now, which is why they immediately turned on. But I can power that. Switch works here. And also the dimmer too, so feels good to have that done at least. I still got to wire the lights on the other side. But before I do that, it's you know, it's constantly moving from one thing to another, or one thing being in the way of something else. So over here, I gotta have these lights, so there'll be a light here and here. This is the power wire for those lights. These ones are the grounds. They just ground to the frame right there. But this one is going to come over here, which will drop down. There'll be the cabinet right here. So the wire will drop down inside the cabinet and go to the switch, which will be about right here. But I don't want to keep going too far with the boards, so I'm able to, you know, drill a hole and fish the wire through. So that's, I got to get this done before I can get the lights and ceiling done. So it's been a constant mess of trying to figure all that out. Like, all right, what do I have to build in what order in order to not get in my own way? This wire going across is going to be the power, I guess power going to the switch, which will be going to this light here in the shower. I've got this right here. This is going to be the enclosure for my oven. I got HardieBacker that'll kind of more or less fireproof it. Tested my oven out. Hey bud. Tucker came in to say hi. Tested my oven out. It gets up to a good 450 degrees, so it'll definitely be enough to cook some pizza rolls or chicken nuggets. This is going to be the height of the countertop. Well, this plus whatever I use for the countertop. Still haven't totally decided that yet. This is where the fridge is going to be. I went gold panning with my friend the other day, so I just got some black sand that I collected there. But I've got the fridge on this little platform. I took these feet off of the fridge and then epoxied them to the platform. So the fridge, it does lift. I can get it out of there, but it's that's what holds it in place. You got the sliders on there. That way I can put a shelf right at this level, and I can just pull the fridge out and get whatever I need out of there, and still have, you know, storage up here for whatever else. Got the water heater set up right there. Still haven't run plumbing or propane to it, but I've got the room underneath so I can still get it all the connections. I think that's where I'm going to put my propane tank there, and then I'll just cut a hole in the floor where I can route the gas across. The water tank's going to be right here. It'll be mounted a little forward so I can run the plumbing coming from the water heater up and then up the wall to the shower head. Still trying to figure out if I want to use a mix valve on there that's going to have hot and cold water, or if I just want to set the temperature on the water heater, which seems like it'll be the easier way, and then just a single valve in the wall. I'm going to cover that up with tongue and groove paneling, so that'll hide the plumbing for the shower. I've got the shower pan done. I did get a video of how I did that. It's kind of just storage right now, but this stuff's been a pain. I got to figure out if I've got enough to actually cover the whole inside, because with the width they are, I'm only able to get one wall out of each sheet, so I've got about 30 inches across that back wall, but the sheet's only 48. So if I do 30 by 56, I'll have an 18 by 96 leftover piece of material, which isn't really usable. So got to figure out if I can do some partial length panels all the way around, but have them all the same height, so that, you know, instead of one panel ending up here, then this panel being down here, then this panel being up here, I can just have a nice straight line seam going around it, because I definitely wouldn't like the way the mismatched panels would look. I guess if I have to buy another sheet of that stuff, I will, but hopefully I can work it out to where I don't need it. So I've got the HardieBacker in there. There's some angled boards underneath that, you know, they all angle in towards the drain, and that's what supports the weight on the HardieBacker. I've got the gray tank mounted underneath, right behind the wheel well, which happened to be just about a perfect fit, so that was kind of nice. I got this wall in here. I still need to go up to the ceiling with it, but I need to get some metal C-channel that'll go over the end of it to support it, and then I can weld that to the ceiling and the floor down there, so it'll, you know, give that support. And then I'll have the edge of the cabinet will be somewhere right around here, and then I'll have shelves across, which will also help support this wall too. And then I can also use that channel to hide this wire going up to the ceiling, and then it'll come across, and that's what powers these three lights. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this video, so I'll try and keep you guys updated with more stuff that I'm doing. Hopefully I don't lose the videos again, but if that happens, I guess you might just get another one of these videos. Or maybe I'll just give up and stop the YouTube thing.